in Kemetic spiritual practices. You will find it in Palo Mayombe, in Santaria, in Quimbanda, and you're going to find it a lot if you are into so people use the baby baby lambs and okay. So what they do with this paper is that they use it to write petitions. You can use it for spells. Okay, this is the envelope that contains the virgin parchment. Okay, we have different type of it. We have from different product, different spirits, different deities. This one you're going to find is from the Jewish law. Those people that you're going to find something like this inside. Okay, it contains the CJ or writings or names of the spirits or deities that they are trying to make contact with. Okay, so this is part of the spell process. Then you're going to find the parchment. This is the paper inside. Okay, this is the real parchment. These two, this is where you write your letter, your petition, your problems, or the things that you want happen. Okay, so this is where you write it, and this is where you put your candles. Okay, so this very paper you see is not just an ordinary paper. Okay, it is made from sheep skin, baby sheep or lamb, very young one, the young, not the old one, the ones that is newly born. It is the skin that they use to make this paper. Things that they prepare with human skin. The Catholic Church in those days, they have what they call the paper bulls. The Catholic Church, they still have it till now. But during the time of the early inceptions of the Catholic Church, they have these paper bulls. These are the bulls or the documents that they write their constitution or their laws, their edicts, what they want to do. They are going to write it in this, and what they use, they make use of human skin in their own for their own parchment paper. This is your so-called Holy Catholic Church. When they want to write laws in the early days, what they used to write it on is human skin, and they use human blood to write it on it. Okay, so you go and do your research on paper bulls, you will find this information on the internet. It is usually made or prepared with human skin, real life human skin, and the ink they use to write those issues, those edicts, and those laws is human blood, real human blood. This was done by your Catholic Church, not me. Okay, it is on the internet. The whole thing is there. So your so-called holy church is not so holy in the beginning, and they are not holy now. They are still doing the same thing. They are just hiding it. So go and do your research. You're going to find some arcane ancient practices in some spiritual systems. They also use human skin to write and human blood. Okay, but with time, things are changing, and what we have now in modern day Solomonic magic is this virgin parchment that is made of sheep skin, or sometimes some people use goat skin, and they use a lamb skin to prepare it. And people don't use the human blood anymore. What they use is dragon's blood for the ink. Yesterday I did the video on the use of dragon's blood. Part of the use of dragon's blood is to write. You use it as an ink. So for your spell to work, if you want to do some kind of this type of spells, you will use this very thing, okay, as your ink. You will get a pen, a quill pen. Oh no, you're gonna get this one. You see why they use it? This is ego feather, original ego feather. Okay, very powerful. So this is what you will be your pen for writing the petition to the spirits or to the deities, and this will be your ink that you will use to write it, and this will be your paper, the virgin parchment paper that you will use to write your petition to the deity you will have to find the name of the deity, call the name right, like you're writing a letter to a person. Then after you complete the process, you are going to burn this paper. Okay, it has to be burned. Okay, so what do we use these very parchments for? We use them for writing spells, writing our wishes, desires, petitions that we want to change. And we also use it for writing pacts. Uh, these are contracts, agreements that people write with spirits to do certain things together. It can be trying to get the deity to teach you some things about life. Maybe you want to be an artist, you want to be a musician or an architect or something you're interested in. You can look for a particular deity that is in charge of that domain. Okay, for instance, maybe you want to, in the, let me take an example from the Kemetic spiritual practice. You want to learn about uh, logic, philosophy, mathematics. You can write a pact to a spirit like Tehuti or Jehuti, a deity that's in charge of this kind of things. And you will ask for this deity to teach you, and you wish to be admitted to their temple to learn this. And you write a petition, and you will burn this paper with the right kind of candle. And if the petition gets accepted, you will start learning all these things in the dream. When you dream, you will see people teaching you. You will see yourself in the temple. They will be teaching you different spirits. They will teach you those things. So when you wake up, you know how to do those things. So there are some people that learn in this way, go to schools in this way, attend ancient temples to learn different kind of things, and they can be able to practice those things in the physical world when they wake up. So these are things you can do. So this is a paper that they use mostly for writing pacts to spirits or deities. This virgin parchment paper is very good because it has gone through some process. So any petition that is written on it, it is believed that it goes straight into the spirit world. Okay, so for people that are engaged in serious magical practices, this is what they use. Virgin parchment paper. You can find it to buy on the internet. Any spiritual shops, they get it. You can find it. You just type the name. You can get it easily. Okay, if you don't know how to get it, I can sell it for you. I know where to get it. Okay, so this is it. I want you guys to know about it today. There are many applications you can do with this, but I cannot tell you all of them. For people that are part of my program, I will tell them the details of what you can do with this very stuff. Okay, it's very powerful stuff if you know how to use it, and if you can get the real one, you can use it to do some stuff. So there are different types. You're going to find different kind of parchments. You will find some Kemetic spiritual parchment. You can find some in Mexican Santisima parchment. You're going to find this also in Queen parchment paper. You're going to find it in Ifa. You find it in Ipe. You find it in different spiritual practice. So people use it. It is a special paper that you use to write messages or letters to deities. Okay, so this is it. We also have parchments that they use in cooking. If you are a baker, somebody that bake cakes and confectionaries, they also make use of their own parchment paper there. If you're somebody that is also cooking, they use it to put in between the cake pan and the cake, the cupcake. When you want to bake cake, you get that their own parchment. You put it under the pan, then you put your dough or your mixture on top of it, and you put it in the oven. The essence of that paper is that the cake will not stick to the pan. Okay, it will be easy for you to just remove it. So they use their own kind of parchment there for baking cakes and confessionaries. Okay, that parchment is different from this one. Okay, so we have different use. You can check online, you will find different type of parchments and how to use them. They are different type from all over the world, and you can try them out. You can test them, use them in your spells, and just and see how it goes. Okay, they are very good indeed, very good, and very something that is useful, quite useful, and you can also experiment with it, explore it, and see what it can get you. For people that want to make contact with deities or different kind of deities, you can use this. Of course, you use them with the right kind of candle. There are some spells you will do with this. You should not have sex during the whole day. Yes, there are some spells you do. Maybe when you want to place a petition to a deity, you need to, depending on the disposition or characteristics of that deity, you need to put yourself in a kind of state that will show some form of seriousness or some form of like in a morning state. So you cannot just do the petition that you go out to be drinking, smoking, living some kind of lifestyle that is not so palatable. So when you want to do this kind of spells, you must place yourself in a kind of atmosphere of receptivity, whereby you try to tune your attention or your mind or to be in line with the deity, to be able to get messages from the spirits, because once you send a message and the message is accepted, you will get a reply. Because I want you to think of this like an MA. If you know, in those days we have to buy MAs where we write letters. You buy this, think of it like an email to the spirit world. Okay, if you are familiar with letter writing before the inception of email and the internet, there is this thing we called MAs that we buy. It's already like this with a written patch inside. You just open the paper, you write your name, you write the letter, you sign it, you fold it, then you post it. When you buy those MAs piece of paper, you don't need to buy stamp anymore. Okay, you don't need to buy stamp anymore. You just write your message inside, sign it, you fold it, then you put the address of the person you're sending it to, then you post it and it goes to them. So think of this virgin parchment as that type of thing. Okay, think of it as a kind of spiritual email. Okay, so think of it, this is like a spiritual email for those people that are old school. If you are old school like me, in those days when we were in GSS to 1987, something like that, we used to write a lot of letters. That time there was no internet. We'll go to what we do that time is to buy, get money. Then we buy a lot of MAs. Then we get address from abroad. We just write letters to anybody we can write to, and then we post this. We see us posting like 50 letters. Some people post 100 letters a month. We're asking for assistance, post to churches, we're asking for help, assistance, or Bibles and stuff like that. We didn't know what we were doing. And then some of the people replied that we send us stuff, send us Bibles, send us clothes, send us everything that we need. So you get that email later and you just write inside. Then you post it. You don't need to buy stamp. This virgin parchment is like that. But it is to the spirit world. It is not to a physical person. So this one is like a spiritual email letter to the spirit world. So once you buy the virgin parchments, what you need to do is to write the name of the spirits, write your petition, light your candle, you focus and be in a state of prayer or meditation or sober reflection, whatever you want to do, then you burn it. Okay, sometimes some people also, after writing this in the area of pact, when they want to do pact, they will sign it with their blood, like a drop of their blood. They will use it to stamp the letter, then they will burn it with the right type of candle. So people also write it like this. Two, all these are things that happen in the world of spirituality. For those people that will watch these videos, don't be shocked. This is the way they do it. Okay, now so that they do them. So if you want to know, you know, this is a place of knowledge. I will tell you how they do it. So this is the thing. So if you want to write this kind of letters, this is what they use. And this is the ink that is recommended. This is the dragon's blood ink that they use to write it. If you don't want to use your own blood, this is a dragon's blood. I did a video about it yesterday. You can go and research on dragon's blood, and you will get it. So this is the ink, and this is the pen, and this is the paper. So once you have these three things together with your candle and with the right kind of atmosphere, you are good to go. Okay, so this is it. And you can get the paper to buy. They sell it on the market. You go to where they sell spiritual items, ask for virgin parchments, they will sell it for you. They have lots of them. If you cannot find it to buy, you can also contact me. I can also get it for you as well. Okay, simple to get. This one is another powerful stuff. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, but you can make mistakes. So if you are not careful, because anything you write is binding. So you have to be careful with the kind of things you write. Because whatever you write and you sign is a serious matter when you write something. Especially if you are not serious with the kind of things you write, you might have a problem in the future. So there are many applications to this, but I will not talk about everything on this video. I will talk about the rest applications inside my inner class for my students, so you will know, so that people don't go and cause problem with this stuff or go and damage themselves with this very thing. Okay, it's a very simple thing, and also too, it's very powerful thing. So before you attempt to say you want to write letter to the spirits, you should be very serious, and you should know what you are getting into, and you should know what you want to do. So it's not for children, and it is certainly not for dabblers. So I have to warn you, I have to put that cover. It's for very serious people that will be writing letters to spirits. Go and buy this and you say you want to write letter. Now, serious matter. Okay, not be for children or for people that are not serious in life. Okay, so this is it to virgin parchments. Okay, it's an MA, spiritual MA, to writing letters to the spirit world. Okay, just think of it like that. So I hope that I have been able to explain this categorically and unequivocally for people that want to know. So there you have it. Questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. And of course, if you need dragon's blood, I have it. This is the dragon's blood, original one. You can contact me for that. Okay, then this one, don't contact me for this one, except if you are in Nigeria. We can't post animal stuff parts to email. They don't allow. You can't post it online. So you have to get this one by yourself inside your country. This is very rare, very hard to get. But if you can get it, you get it. It's very good stuff, and it will help you. Okay. So that is it for now. Then, of course, if you have not gotten my book, I need to talk about my book. This is a book on African spirituality for people that want to make contact with the Kemetic deities. By Kemetic deities, I mean the deities of the ancient Kemetic people in ancient Egypt, our ancestors. When you want to know about the gods that they worship, they venerate, and you want to make contact with those deities, this book contains guidelines that will help you to make that contact, to make it very powerful, and to bring those deities into your life. It's a book that is designed to connect African people with their true divinity, to give them a sense of direction, to make them know their place in the scheme of things, and to bring healing and deeper understanding about the spiritual essence of African people, the importance of it. So it's a very good book. With the knowledge in this book, you don't need to fly to Egypt to say you're looking for stuff. You don't need to even fly to Nigeria. You just get this book and you can do the spells, and you can make contact with these spirits very, very easily, and you get it, establish that connection. So it's just $100 for the book plus postage 150. Very good book. It's a workbook. Then if you want to know how to do spells, this one, Walking in the Shadow of the Gods, have over 200 spells inside. There's spells for health, for love, prosperity, and different remedies, formulas for treating different kind of illnesses. You will find these combinations here with the botanical names, very easy for you to understand. Once again, this will increase your capacity. I have come to discover that a lot of so-called people, they try to teach African spirituality, they don't want to teach people remedies and stuff. So we need to help our people from time to time. That's why I wrote that book. Then if you want to know about the evidence between science, modern science and African spirituality, this book will solve that problem for you. There are many people that claiming African spirituality have nothing good to offer. It is a fetish, it is a backward, primitive. These are people that have been brainwashed by Christianity, and they are suffering from self-hate, ignorance, inferiority complex. They don't know all those things. So, and a lot of our youths are trying to get access to this knowledge. They don't see it because they don't teach it in schools. So this is the reason why I wrote this book. If you are looking for this evidence of the authenticity, originality, validity of African spirituality, you're going to get it here with all the scientific evidence you need. So it's a very powerful book. This is the first book written on quantum physics in the history of Nigeria by a Nigerian. So if you want to know about this subject from a pure 100% Afrocentric point of view, this is the material you need to get your hands on. It is still relevant. It's going to be relevant for the next 1,000 years. So you can start your journey now. These 3 books will give you a lot of insights, and we clear your doubts to anything about African spirituality, anything that is holding you back, any kind of explanation that you need that nobody have been able to explain for you. I have been able to cover a lot of topics and with this one, and I will still write more books in the future. I am currently writing another book which is going to be very, very powerful and very explosive. This book will be talking about how to bet deities into this physical world. It's going to be a very powerful book. Okay, so I'm working on that, and that book will blow the mind of so many people, and it's going to be very, very explosive. So wait for that 4th one. It is coming. It will come within the next 6 months. You will see me holding that book on this channel. So many things are coming out about African spirituality here, and this is what we are dedicated to doing, to bring knowledge, understanding, understanding of this topic, so that we can use it to improve our life, and we can use it to heal ourselves, and use it to create our sense of our identity and whatever good things that we can get from it. So please continue to be with me. For those people that have been supporting me on this channel, I thank you very, very much, and I'm very grateful. And if you want to learn about African spirituality, I teach it. I told you here all the time, I have a 6-month program where I teach the inner secrets of African spirituality. You're going to learn all the things that people out there will not teach you about history, sciences, metaphysics, or spellcasting, making contact with the deities. I teach all these things, very easy for you to learn. You don't need initiation. I don't initiate people. The spirits are the ones that will initiate you as you progress in your knowledge. They are the ones that will come to you wherever you are and initiate you by themselves, not me. So what I will do for you is to give you the guidance and all the materials and assistance that you need in the journey. Spirituality does not need a middleman. Okay, it only needs somebody that will guide you and point you in the right direction, and that is what I will gladly do, and that is what I have been doing. So I will give you all the assistance. Then once you get the knowledge, you will walk the path by yourself. Learning this knowledge is part of our social responsibility. It does not make sense that somebody will come to this life and they will know nothing about their spirituality and history, and then we just die like that. That person did not actually live. That person just went through life as an empty vessel. The person was just he didn't experience life. So when people are raised in Christianity from the cradle to the grave, They are just like clones. Okay, no direct connection, no connection to divinity, no knowledge of self. This is not our portion. We must change this. Some people want us to be like that. They want to grow us in their own image. These are what some people want to do so that they can appear to us like gods. They want us to they want to be our gods. So we must reject those things and we must connect to true divinity, uh, which is our exploring our authenticity to give us a conscious identity, and so that we can be able to live life to the fullest and make the positive impact of actually living life, experiencing life, and knowing who we are. So African spirituality is the only subject that offers us this possibility. So we must take it very, very seriously, and we must not let anybody derail us or any distraction. We must take it as utmost priority for the sake of our future unborn generation and for the sake of our own survival on this planet. It is here we will discover ourselves. So anybody that is telling you that this is evil, that person is your enemy. If you look at the Chinese people, Japanese people, Indian people, Thai people, nobody is telling them to throw away their spirituality. Nobody is telling them. Why do they like to talk to Africans like this? Somebody don't want us to connect to African spirituality. Somebody don't want us to know who we are because they benefit from our ignorance, and they are our enemies. And these people that are floating these foreign religions, especially Islam and Christianity, they are the primary enemies of African people and African spirituality. And everything they are coming with their apparatus, their organizations, they are all created to destroy us and enslave us. So we must reject them by all means necessary. We must focus on learning. When you come to this channel, the essence here is a knowledge and wisdom to get understanding. So this is what will help us. So do not let anybody derail you. If you have any evil relative or some witchcraft people that are trying to poison you with different ideology, they come with LGBT, some come with including everybody into African spirituality, some come with they're trying to help, some come with GMO, some come with the United Nations. All these things they are not helping African people. They are not helping us. So what will help us is the complete knowledge of self. So with this knowledge, we can be able to build our own technologies, our own communities, and our own culture, preserve it. So this knowledge is something that is serious, a matter of paramount concern. So we must focus on it. So when you see people trying to attack African spirituality, just know that these people, they are enemies of African spirituality and they are enemies of progress. And we should treat them as such with extreme prejudice. No matter how peaceful, polite, meek they try to look, as far as they are standing against it, trying to block our history, our knowledge, just know that now your enemy be that. Okay, now the devil you see. Anybody that comes against you, that person is the devil. When they block knowledge from reaching you, when they don't want you to know this thing, now the enemy be that. Now winch that person be. So the Bible says, suffer not the winch to live. Make I use their own word for them. So you can easily know your enemies when you study African spirituality, because you will see them for who they are. They have no hiding place, no fig leaf to hide under. You will just see them. So when they come as friends, as families, as helpers, you should know them. By their fruit you shall know them. So we must be serious in this part. So I encourage us to take this seriously. Okay, so this is I believe a word is enough for the wise, and I think I will stop here today. So once again, your virgin parchment, don't forget about it. MA to the spirit world. Then don't forget your pen, and don't forget your dragon's blood. And this is something you can experiment with. So I thank you very much for watching today, and I'll be seeing you in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace.